Greetings, everybody. It's that time of the year again. How is everyone doing? Um, I. Few ideas for tonight's stream. Need to do it tonight because I don't know if I'm going to have time before Christmas. So this is going to be the Billy the Goat official Christmas extraordinaire Christmas extravaganza or something like that. So get into the spirits and we'll say hello to everybody. We'll just quickly fly through these like Santa flies through the sky late into the evening. In half an hour, it will technically be Christmas Eve over here. So we'll get on to the business of chess because that is becoming of interest or intrigue. And I am pretty keen to have a game. So I don't know if we're going to have a game tonight. Maybe, maybe not. From what I gather, when people are playing chess, it kind of everything goes quiet and everyone's concentrating and knuckling down. So I don't know if we're quite in chess game mood tonight. I'm more in the mood for celebrating. So I think chess probably won't happen unless someone is like, Billy, I challenge you, sir, to a duel, and I insist we have it right here, right now. And in which case we will take on that challenge. And I have whatever that website is. Wait, let's go back. This is the website apparently people are using. I'm not sure how you say that. Oh, Lichess. I haven't even gone to it. I haven't registered, so I don't know how long. I mean, I'm sure it's quite quick, but at the same time, I don't think people want to particularly watch someone bumbling around while they register an account and get it all started. So I don't think chess, at least tonight on this stream we're playing right now, is probably going to happen. But I am interested in doing it. JR is a checkers guy. So yeah. Hi GM. Hi Iridium Kush. Hi JR. Who else do we have in here? So everyone's saying hello. Everyone get comfortable. Toys, huh, Billy? Like real ones or games of the mentally unstable? Well, I suppose puppets are like toys, and they do treat people like toys. But I was thinking more of the classic, like Barbie and Action Man. Because it's Christmas, the season of toys. Now, spare us the. I'm not going to be a wet blanket and say you can't have fun in the chat, but I'm not going to get involved in whatever you want to describe it as, tribal warfare or something like that against these. I try to refrain from having dramas on my channel. That's why I go to your channel instead to have just messing around. We can have a bit of a chance later on for the terrible Christmas jokes that you may find inside the Christmas cracker. If you've got any cheesy, awful jokes, you can score points for your creativity, and yes, we can have a bit of a fun time. Oh, what's this? Billy, the survivor community is definitely on the chopping block tonight. Oh, I look forward to that. You and I both know, GM, that a lot could be said about the so-called survivor community. It's always a bit of a kind of you have to say it with like an asterisk. Oh, Tim Elgato is here. Merry Christmas, Tim. Hobo Jack's here. Welcome everyone, Hobo Jack, to this space here. He is a relatively new subscriber of mine, and it's a pleasure getting to know him. So I think he's in good company, and we appreciate him joining us here this festive evening. come one, come all, or whatever. Of course, understandably, other people, probably many people are having streams of their own, so there's probably a bit of a clash with timing and everything like that. And I'm sure everyone's trying to spend time everywhere, and but hopefully we're all in good spirits. We even though I'll give you guys a bit of an update in a minute. Even though, like, for me personally, this has probably been the most dullest, boring Christmas I've had in a long time, but we'll get into that in a little while. All right, so Kush is saying, like, any police station I should visit. Do the Bobbies have any suggestions? So in the UK, a lot of police stations have closed down, and what they've done instead is they've kind of, I don't know if you say, like, bought up, but they moved into like a smaller premises, and there is like an intercom phone on the outside of the building. That is it. There's not even like officers, as far as I can tell, in the building. It's just a telephone. So it's ridiculous. And these police stations, up until this point, were, like, pretty nice looking buildings in comparison to the other buildings in the vicinity. I'm not sure how you describe the architecture, but they're a bit more built up or whatever. So they've been vacated, and there's one in the next town that ended up becoming a squat party. And in the news, I sent Kush this article of the police station. I used to work directly next. There's a pub next door to it, and I used to work in that pub, so I was working directly next to this police station, and it's been closed down for however long now. But it's made it in the news that during this time it has been growing cannabis, and they ended up causing a fire, and which gave the game away. Fire engines had to be called, and it's like they discovered £1 million worth of cannabis farm growing inside the police station. So these old abandoned police stations aren't going to waste, it would seem. They're going to the most creative type of people, kind of like really rubbing it in there. So are there any police stations you should visit? Well, not if you're looking for an actual police station. You won't find any. But the buildings that are remaining probably have something interesting taking place in them. A whole bunch of emojis. It's like another language to me. I see. Is that broccoli? Why have we got broccoli in there? So we've got smiley. All right. So decipher. Get your translator. We've got smiley face. That devil sign. Or is that the Vulcan? What is that Vulcan, like, V shape? What does that mean? It's like, Jim. What is that, like peace? Or is that like the middle finger? Jim, fuck you. Swords, fighting, honor. I don't know. Bows and arrows. What's that? A white shield? A very sick fox? Oh, it's a frog. It's a frog with red eyes. Evil frog. Some broccoli and a green heart. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Very nice, Kush. More greetings, and we're pretty much at the bottom. Yo, everyone. Yep, Tim and MGTOW Outlaws here. Silver Bullets is here. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for coming. Make yourselves comfortable for the Christmas special edition. Something about playing online. I do not pay attention to the chat. Yeah. I struggle, as you guys probably gotten used to me bumbling along in these live streams. It's hard for me to sort of keep up reading and being attentive to what I'm saying and what's on the screen. I mean, I've been caught out with stupid banners that say, let's begin with some music, and left it there for the entire stream without even realize it was on display. Oh, see, a case in point. Hold on. Where are my manners? I need to share or show. Where is it? Chrome tab again. The Christmas picture. Here we go. So we've got something to look at. Right. I was like, what can we have for Christmas? Christmas in hell, because everyone should be included. Hey. That won't stay there for long. I know, because some people will be like, "Oh, Billy, he's such a devil, demon worshipper." It's like, come on, have a sense of humor. It's been cold. Doesn't that make you feel warmer? Look at all the happy people. I like a game of chess myself. Yes. You know, me and Good Mother were having this. We were going to play chess quite a way back, and it's good that suddenly now there's interest has peaked up or perked up in people, and I'm surprised at how many people are actually like, hey, yeah, I'm into chess. I'll play some chess. So it's like a good sign. And GM, I have not forgotten you. So I don't know if you're going to be the first challenge I face, but it certainly won't be the last. The three wise goats: gold, frankincense, and a bottle of whiskey. Post-workout food. Now I've been treating myself tonight. I decided. So I did my Christmas shopping because I was thinking, when do I plan this? I want to make sure I got chicken for Christmas Day, and you know how it is with the shops. It'll be like a sudden, like the shelves will be empty. Now last year I was having that problem, and I had this crazy harebrained idea, which was like, if I wait for Christmas Eve, maybe there'll be some chicken on the shelf. So last year, first thing in the morning on Christmas Eve, I went out, and I was right. They were going quick, so I had to battle and kick all these people out of the way, and use my trolley as a weapon, and knock people down, and grab the chicken, and beat people around the head with it. And I was like, "This is my chicken. Get your own." And I was able to get to secure my chicken last year, but I didn't want to have to do that this year. So I figured, right, I'll go today, and we'll see what happens. Now the car park was absolutely packed. The supermarket itself was packed. There was no, what would you call it, like a basic chicken without any fanciness done to it, like a raw chicken. There weren't any of those. So I had to resort to like a decorate. It's like it's already got garlic on it. It's already been like lemon on it. It's already been tampered with. So that kind of, I suppose it makes it a bit easier, but at the same time, it means I don't get to like mess around with the chicken. Now, get your minds out of the gutter when I say that. But like I don't get to prepare the chicken myself how I want to. So c'est la vie. At least I got a chicken. Now, luckily, the checkout itself wasn't too bad. I guess they had more staff manning the tills, so that was a good thing. And I got some food for a few days. The thing is, I wasn't really hungry, so I was like, I'm not really in the mood to be doing a big. I mean, it's also quite hard with all the people stepping over all the people and the bodies on the floor, trying to get around them. So I didn't really buy a lot of food for tonight, tomorrow night, and Boxing Day. The day after. So I succumbed to my gluttonous urges and said to my kid, how about we get some Burger King tonight? Now, of course, she's all, yay, yippee. So we had Burger King for dinner. 4 hamburgers for me. How? Well, because 1 isn't enough. And 2, wow. 2 becomes 3, and 3 becomes 4. So I'm pretty full, and I could feel my blood sugars going up, as it were. But yes, 4 hamburgers, 2 regular fries, and the kid had her chicken nuggets and like children's meal, which isn't really. I mean, she gobbles it up so quick that it's not. I mean, she can eat adult size portions now. But she's after a toy, and unfortunately, Burger King are a bit crappy when it comes to giving them their children's meals a toy. And if you're listening, Burger King, you need to fix that and sort it out. Well, let the jokes come forth or whatever. Now, well, I don't see. I'm gonna sound like a party pooper. Jokes with class or in fun spirits, say, not in ridicule, if possible. I say if. I know it's hard, and I don't want that to be strict, but you know, we don't want people getting their pants in too much of a twist, if possible, because we'll never hear the end of it. Yeah. Okay. So this is one of the reasons why Riggs. Oh, hey Riggs. Hi Riggs. Hey Riggs. So dealing with vehicles, not liking the cold, but I'm still doing my deal barely. Yeah, I put some screen wash, wiper fluid or whatever in the. I was filling up the reservoir, and I started hearing my car taking a piss on the floor, and I was like, huh? So I looked down. Now this screen wash is like fluorescent green, it's bright green, and I could see it gushing out through my bumper. So I figure I must have a leak in the reservoir bottle. How? Who know? I don't know how, but somehow. So I've got a hole in the screen wash wiper fluid reservoir bottle container. God, it's like 100 words just to say the piss bottle. Yeah, so that was so I got some car jobbies to do myself. It seems like this is the season for me to fix things, because behind me on my workbench I've got my kid's laptop, which had stopped working, and I think that I don't want to blame or point fingers, but it's in my kid's care, and when my kid gets upset, she's slamming the lid down on the laptop, and she's banging like banging on the keyboard and trying to smash the mouse into 1,000 pieces. So I figured, well, she's buggered it up. So I popped it open, and this is now the second time fixing the laptop. I don't know how many times I'm going to be able to resuscitate it, but it looks like it's working again. It's still in pieces. I have to put it back together, but it looks like it's working. I'm just double checking it. So I've got the car breaking down. Not really breaking down, but fixing the car issues, fixing the laptop issues. I've got a slight leak coming out of my bathroom hot water tap, and I don't know if that's because the kid has been leaning on the sink, trying to climb on it or something like that. I don't know, trying to do dips on the bathroom sink, but there's a very slight leak coming out of the pipe work. And I don't know. I just feel like I'm fixing things. Here we have someone just laughing for the sake of laughing, cackling to the night. Yeah. The fire was caused by the electrical consumption by the lighting. Are we talking about the police station and the cannabis farm? Yes, because they were tapping into the electrics. Of course. They're like increased cost of living, increased energy prices. Bah, phooey to that. We'll just hotwire this thing and back to the future we go. Long live and prosper. Oh yes, the Vulcan. Oh yes, that's what is that? Is that like the peace sign? Is that that's a mouthful? You know, so what the what's the slang? Because you got the Vulcan death grip, isn't it? And you got the mind control, like grope in the face. So get the hands off my face. I hope you washed them first. You know, like I'm gonna read. Your mind is my mind. You don't mind, and I don't mind, or whatever it is they say. They stick a finger up the nose and be like, Jim, I know what you're thinking. It means a long live and live long and prosper. Yeah. That is Ribby the party frog. Ribbit, ribbit. There was a cartoon called Bucky O'Hare. Any of you guys watch Bucky? Captain Bucky O'Hare goes where no ordinary rabbit would dare. And he fights the toads. Okay, was this MGTOW says? He shows up in your chats without pants for his ass. He's outlaw. Outlaw pants nowhere to be found as his dong flops around town. Is that rap? Are these lyrics? Is this when people are thinking out loud and they're like, "Shit, did I just say that? Did you guys hear my thoughts? Is this the result of those Vulcans? Those pesky Vulcans. A warm Christmas, yes. Can you name all the people in the pictures? There's my Uncle Bob. A Krampus display. I like that pic. See, it kind of grows on you, huh? Because to deny hell and Satan of Christmas, wouldn't that be unchristmassy? You know, wouldn't that be a bit mean to not allow people in the underworld to have a bit of Christmas time? Broccoli is just a nice green color. I forgot to buy broccoli. I was just like, right, roast potatoes, roast carrots. I'm not too fond of parsnip, so bafu to that. And then I was just like, the basics, right? Chicken, potatoes, carrots, stuffing, gravy, Brussels sprouts. Yeah. And I got myself a chocolate gatto. Yes, I'm a diabetic, but sometimes, well, we'll just overlook that one. Ooh, Baron's here. Hello, Baron. We're playing chess. Are you any good? Well, how about we have a game, Baron, and we'll find out, eh? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've played. But I'll tell you all this. When I was in primary school, so I can't remember what age I would have been, but it was very young, you know, like maybe 7 or 8. I was playing my, I think it was like a substitute teacher. It wasn't like my main teacher, but it was a teacher anyway. It was a cool dude. And he was giving however many kids a game of chess. And he was playing me. At some point, he was playing me. And I'll give him like the benefit of the doubt. I think he had played several games leading up to me. So one, he's probably a bit tired. Two, he was beating the pants off all the other kids, so he's becoming complacent. Probably three, like he's trying to run a classroom as well, so he's a bit distracted or whatever. So what ended up happening, I saw an opening and I got him in checkmate, and he was dumbfounded. He was like gobbledygook. He was just like, "Huh? What just happened?" He's just like, "Yeah, I got you in checkmate." So you're like, instantly, right, rematch. And I played him again, and I can't remember the outcome, but that's one of those early childhood memories that has been burned in my mind that I got my teacher at chess. So let that be a bit of a warning to you. I'll probably lose now. Nice pagan Christmas, yes. I'm turning that into a song. Copyright. Yes. And we want the we could be the dance group or the backing singers or something like that. I got my shopping done 10 years ago. Yes. I mean, that's one of the things that sucks in my case. Is like I'm getting my kid presents, and I get my next door neighbor a present. That's kind of like a bit of a tradition. So, and I'm trying not to spoil my kid, but it's a little bit hard not to as well at the same time. So, like one of the presents I've got, or one of the additional presents I got, is just a box of cereal because she eats a lot of cereal. So here you go, here's a box of cereal for Christmas. I'm sure she won't be too thrilled by it, but at the same time, I'm sure she'll be glad she got it. If she doesn't like it, I'll simply just say, "Fine, it's mine," and you watch her be possessive over it. No, I want it. She'll kill me for that. Now, here's one of the annoying things about Ye Old Christmas this year. I ordered. I don't know if any of you guys know it. It's like a board game. It's called Funko Pop. No, it's called Funko Verse. Or it's from the Funko Pop sort of toy line. You know those Funko Pop toys? They've got a board game. And I ordered the Jurassic Park version. And it looked pretty cool. I thought, yeah, this would be good for the kid. I ordered this back in November. I'm pretty well organized when it comes to ordering stuff because obviously, everyone, well, sensible-minded people would be like, I ain't going to wait till the last minute to order something. I'll order it well in advance. Maybe the entire year in advance, if it's on a good deal, especially in today's sort of climate. So anyway, I ordered this thing ages ago. Now in the UK, we have scheduled postal strikes, like several of them. So other items were arriving in the post, but not this Funko Pop item. And I thought, fine, maybe it's delayed. It says it's been dispatched. I'm waiting on it. And I'm waiting on it until like very recently, thinking like, blooming heck, where the hell is this thing? So I messaged the seller. I said, still waiting for the delivery. Could you please assist? Many thanks. And I didn't even get a reply back, not even an apology. Just here, we're gonna process a refund. So last minute, I find out basically I'm gonna get so it's not gonna arrive anymore, and this item is gonna be refunded, which aggravated me. So I go back on, I think it's either Amazon or I think it was Amazon. I ordered it, so I look it up again, and it's gone up in price since I ordered it. So I'm thinking, you cheeky little bastards. And if I want to get this item on Christmas Eve tomorrow before 1 p.m., I can get it fast tracked. So from having a present ordered well in advance at a reasonable price, or price I was willing to pay, instead I've now had to. Well, I didn't have to. I decided to bite the bullet, order it again at the higher price, and on top pay for fast shipping just to get this bloody thing for Christmas. So, yeah. But c'est la vie. If it makes the kid happy and we can get to play some games while I'm cooking the Christmas dinner, which essentially is just going to be for me because she's not going to have any of it, just the Yorkshire puddings. Imagine that. I'm basically cooking a Christmas dinner just for myself. So this is why I'm saying like my Christmas this year is very kind of like, I feel like I'm in my family or my household or whatever in my vicinity, like I'm the only one who's bothered by it. And at the same time, it's like I'm not even that bothered by it really. So what is even the point of being Christmassy? Bah humbug! Now let's go to hell. But it's like, here's another case in point thing. I said to my kid, look, she's on holiday now, by the way, sort of thing. But leading up to the end of school term, I said, right, we need to get like we did it last year. She managed to do it last year. Get a list of all your teachers, and then get a list of all your friends or your classmates or the kids, basically. And they're going to be big lists because obviously a lot of teachers and a lot of kids, and we'll go through it bit by bit, over the days, and then you can give them out, kind of thing. We managed to do that last year. This year I said the same thing, so I said, come on, let's get these lists. So she managed to get her teachers list, and she gave up on she decided not to bother get her friends list together. So I was like, fine, we'll just give cards to your teachers then. So I said to her, right, you better start writing these cards out because you're not going to do it all in one go. I know that. So she's like, yeah, whatever. I'll do it later. I was like, all right. And I'm trying to warn her. I'm like, look, you're going to leave it to the last minute, and then you're going to be annoyed with me and tired that you have a lot to write out. So she decided not to do it, basically. So she goes to bed, and there's only like 2 days left of school, and I'm thinking, well, I'm going to have to write these cards out myself. So I ended up writing out all the Christmas cards, and it felt tacky. It's like it just felt wrong to be writing in my handwriting to her teacher. It should be like the students, in my opinion. Thank you for teaching me as a student or as a member of the school. Here's a Christmas card from the kid, kind of thing, instead of from the parent. But whatever. So I wrote out all these Christmas cards. I gave it to her in the morning. Off to school she goes. I said, here are the cards for the teachers. Hand them out if you can, or whatever. The end of that day comes, and she hasn't handed out any of them. So I was like, oh, right. Now we've got 1 day left, and it's like the school finishes early. So I said, fine. What we'll do, we'll go to the school office, and we'll ask the office if they can distribute these cards. At least that way, all the cards we could be done with them. So we go to the office, and the office member there says, well, we're not going to be able to really hand these out to the teachers. I can take what ones I can hand out, like the other members in the office and the headmaster's letter card and a few others, but the rest we're not going to. So she took some of them. And at the end of the day, my kid is trying to run around to find the remaining teachers to give them a Christmas card. And in the end, I don't know, maybe half of them were given out. So we've got at home here right now half the Christmas cards for the teachers that weren't ever given to. So a complete waste, or not a complete waste of my time, but I feel I don't know, how would you guys feel? Like the kid can't be bothered. I'm the only one that can be bothered, and at the same time, I shouldn't really be bothered to do it. But I don't know. I'm a little bit annoyed because it also means that there's a whole bunch of Christmas cards that are just going to go in the bin, basically. Explaining the crosswords, yeah. I like BK, Burger King, right? If it's a Whopper with double cheese, no lettuce, onions, ketchup, mustard. Yeah, I don't like. I like a Whopper if it wasn't so bloody expensive, and as long as I can say, no mayonnaise. I don't really like mayonnaise in my burger, and then I'm fine. Otherwise, just I prefer a simple, the cheapo burger, and give it. I get 2 of them, pretty much the same size as a Whopper. Get 4 of them, and 4 of them are probably still less than a Whopper. Everyone, we need to get GM some jokes. Okay, I'll get us going. Right, I'm going to steal this one from my kid's teacher. What do cats like for breakfast? We'll come back to that. Wendy's told Burger King to wrap its Whopper. We used to have you take me down memory lane. We used to have a Wendy's in a town that's about 5 miles away. It was the only Wendy's branch I knew of, and it's gone. I don't know when they went bust, but it's a very long time, like knocking on over 20 years ago, I guess. I remember being a little kid when I saw that Wendy's. Rig says to Outlaw, you need to do a jingle about that. About the Whopper, Riggs? Giving him ideas. He has a verse too. Rig says, more than likely, the little pump at the bottom of the bottle, the seal or pump is worn and losing all the fluid. Oh, you're talking about my screen wash from the car. Well, I managed to pour in about, like, I had a 5-liter bottle of screen wash. About half of that, maybe a little bit less, so around 2 liters went in before it started springing out a leak. So what do you reckon? Reckon there's a leak in the bottle, or do you reckon it's a leak in the seal or the pump? I mean, half the bottle, about 2 liters worth, went in before the car was pissing on my feet in its protest. It's like, take that, Billy. I'm like, but I'm trying to be nice to you. I treat you better than I treat any other woman. Is it just me? I don't know. Women hate that cars are given more love and affection than they are. It's like, yeah, my car doesn't break down nearly half as much as you do. My car is grateful on the whole when I fix something or replace it. I don't know. It can't speak to me in words, but it lets me know in its handling or whatever. Do you guys ever notice that? You fill it up with some petrol or gasoline or whatever you call it, go juice, and it's like, woohoo, thank you, Daddy. You're like, yeah, you got a tank of fuel. You pump up the tires, and it's like, woohoo, it's got a pep in its walk, or whatever, in its roll. It's like, where are we going to today? Suddenly, it's like, so you're in the mood for a bit of a drive now. About flopping around town. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. A lot of your posts fix my attitude pretty well, Billy. The tinkering empathetic. Yeah, fix your attitude. Fix your trousers. I'm tired of seeing your backside hanging over the end of them. Well, you think you're hip? You think you're hop? No, you're a fool. I'll pick up your trousers before I kick you up the backside. Where is the 3D printed Santa, though? I've got loads of 3D printed. Why would you rather a 3D print I've done as a backdrop? I've got some. I could show. Well, it's not as creative as that, but I suppose I could put. Oh, hi, D-Man. Plug D-Man. Plug your channel. You're always plugging my channel and everyone else's channel. Please, someone plug D-Man's channel and go subscribe to this man. He is like Saint D-Man of the community. You Hermit's here. Yo Hermit. Now I could put see, hey you guys, you're gonna make me have to like mess around looking for pictures now. Let's see, it's on my D drive. God, gotta think which folder is it in. Is the madness. Oh yes, the one that's called 3D printing. Yeah, duh. All right. Now, see, this is the handy thing when it comes to 3D printing. You can do all sorts of stuff with it. Would you guys be interested in a stream one day discussing the fine arts of 3D printing, how useful it can be, and how you should come to me with your needs and requests, and I will try and sort you out. Right. Might not be right. Let me open that in a window or something, and let's get rid of this screen and share screen and try and find right, is that working? Right, that's a 3D print, and it can spin. So there's 3 stars inside there, and it's on a, how would you call it, an axle, like there is an axis going vertically, so the 3 stars can spin inside. And let's hope I don't have any naughty pictures. So some simple Christmas decorations, and you can scale it up whatever size you want. You can make this star a snowflake as big as like the top, the tree topper, if you wanted. Now these aren't my own designs. I just plundered them from the interwebs, but it's not too hard to make your own sort of stuff. I could probably, I'll just see. Now we're trying to multitask. Okay, well, I'm going to go through these backwards. You're going to have a little sneak peek inside my, who's that? That's my Aunt Selma. That's Venom. So I usually, when a pair of pliers, so I usually take several pictures when I'm trying to find the right shot to display the Juggernaut bust. And obviously you could scale it up. These were pretty fun to do. They got some articulation. That is a skull. I was getting heavy into anatomy, so I was very particular about getting bone structure. So I sculpted a skull long ago. That's got a mold and a cast. Some Unga Bunga tribe, see no evil, speak no evil, and hear no evil. There's a couple of the god himself, Stan Lee. Thanos, different scales. With that little Bunga guy. Scorpion, Scorpthot. There we are. That's articulated. The pincers actually do pinch. They're like little. You can squeeze the sides and it will open up the pincers, and the tail is articulated. That was a tricky one in the early days of my printing. Oh, there you are. There you can see the tail is bent up. The legs are also. I think the legs are articulated, if I remember. So that was a challenging one to print back in the day. And you can see there's several pictures of them because sometimes it's slightly out of focus. Judge Dredd, Aztec. Now, those of you who know a bit of, I don't know, those kind of documentaries might recognize that plane. That a plane is apparently an Egyptian artifact. It's like the first plane ever invented or something like that. So it's meant to be a bit mysterious or something. You might recognize that from the Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones, and that coin I think is Pirates of the Caribbean or something. It's from a movie franchise. I can't remember which. Optimus Prime, that was challenging to get printed. Godzilla, a little bit rough on the edges here and there, but that was a bit tricky. T-Rex skull, that's usually one of the first kind of things people have a stab at doing. A Buddha and a elephant. This is one of the things where, because I shrunk the elephant down in size. If you look on the back of the elephant, you might see like vague kind of like, what is that? Is that like the carpet, like the rug? And yeah, but when you shrink it down, some of the details get lost. So this is one of the sort of balancing acts you have when it comes to 3D printing, where it's like, yes, you can shrink things down and you can enlarge items as well, but there's usually some sort of cost, like quality or definition or whatever starts to get sacrificed. Some more pictures of the skull, some more pictures of Godzilla, some other like, we're going in circles. All right, so aliens, the face hugger, and the egg. That face hugger is very well articulated, very good model that, and was a bit tricky to get printed, but once successful, then you can pump out multiple copies. So go back a second. Hold on. So that's the face hugger being printed out on the bed of the printer. That's how it prints basically, and that's my printing bed, as it were. Little finger puppet, little ghost. Oh, that's meant to be like a projector in a way. So you shine a flashlight through it and you make a ghostly shadow. Clever, huh? Some USB connector protection because cables keep snapping. That's the Pick of Destiny from Tenacious D. Prince logo. That's meant to be a mobile phone holder. Forever Love. Yes, I know. I have to simp. That's the illusion of, like, do you see two faces or do you see a vase? The Pick of Destiny again, quite a few. Now, the pick of it's glowing because a UV light is shining on it. So the properties of 3D printing open up a whole bunch of other possibilities to mess around with. That's the autism world symbol or whatever. Again, being illuminated with a UV light. Not all filaments will do that, so you have to find the right kind of filament to have that. Yes, I know. Some simplistic prints just to build up a catalog. All right, okay, some repetition going on here. All right, so let's get rid of that. Let's get back to some of your messages. I'll send you a pic on Discord. Sure. Yeah, I can. All right. Now, I hope these guys aren't going to mind too much. Let me, if I go to my designs, do you guys know Arpos? All right, looking under R would probably help. Right, we'll do it from here. I wasn't expecting this to be a 3D printing stream, but okay, here we go. Right, you should be looking at, yes. So he gave me the Spartan logo in the middle. Oh, you can see my mouse cursor, right? There you go. So he gave me that in the middle. Everything else, as in like the shape of this thing and all this additional graphics or design work is my doing. He just basically gave me this Spartan helmet. So I made that into a key ring. A couple of pictures there. Took that Spartan helmet and turned it into a coin. And next here is the pound coin for scale. So I think this is about 4 centimeters in diameter. It's a little bit on the large size, but maybe like a medallion sort of size. So if you're interested, you can have your logo, and on the back, hold the line. And on the back of that coin, hold the line. It's 1 Arpos 2020. That was when this was designed. And it's a front, several pictures, and got a bit of a production line going on here. Got a pair of knuckle dusters over here with inverted writing, so that when you do your punching, it reads correctly. And you can see how I've got different color filaments. Shiny. A different shape key tag. And a lot of out of focus pictures. But there's a better shot. Some more coins. And a litho plane, or fane, or however it's pronounced. But now somewhere here I've got. Okay, we'll just bear with me. There's probably a bunch of that are out of focus. Right, fridge magnets. Aha! Would you like a MGTOW fridge magnet? Hold the line, knuckle dusters, and you can use it to make your toast. Hold the line. Okay, right, get rid of that. So, a little bit of shilling going on. Yes, I can help you with your merch. It's a jingle, Billy. Jingle all up. There's probably a lot of comments I need to catch up on here through. So outlaw songs. So we're talking about songs. Uh-oh, car won't start. Is it a poor battery? Battery dead? Could the fuel pump be frozen? Try to keep your fuel tank full of fuel, and then there's less space for air moisture to freeze up. That's one trick I learned. And the extra fuel can help if there's icy, slippery roads. The extra fuel is like weight in the car. It can help with the traction. What time control? I don't know. Hermit, my clutch is frozen in the car, and starter was frozen in my truck, but finally for it unstuck. This cold sucks balls. Yeah, I hate it. Yeah. I had to buy a new car battery. But it's good now. You got a fresh new battery. It's like, hey, this thing is holding its charge miraculously. Oh, we got some diabetes talking here. Okay, all right, hold on. I was diagnosed with type 2, right? Oh, so Hobo Jack, I'm a type 1. And if you know, which is, well, you probably do. So I'm the insulin injection. But I lost a lot of weight and my HbA1c is down. That's, yes, because quite often type 2s are overweight, or the weight is a bigger issue for type 2s than say type. In my case, I could do with putting on weight. But fantastic, your A1C is down. I'm going to get tested again right after Christmas. Yeah, I mean, it's the season where, I mean, if you heard me earlier, you would have heard me talking about a chocolate cake gatto in my fridge. So I expect my blood sugars to be sky high. I mean, I've had 4 Burger King. I can feel my sugars are high. Screw it. I know. Well, I mean, slap me on the, like, that's mean. Ow! Slapping my wrist. I shouldn't be saying that. How do I get the key to be able to turn on my car? It's frozen. You could spray a little silicone. Like some people will say WD-40, but apparently it's not really that good. You're better off with silicone spray. I use it on my wiper blades, and they help it last for ages. And anything rubber seals. If your door is stuck to the bodywork, you know, you're trying to open the door and it's stuck there. You know, the weather sealing, the seal with the weather thing, the rubbery thing on the door. Give that a little rub down with some silicone spray, and it will help prevent it from freezing. But obviously, you need to do that before the thing freezes. And the same with the door lock. You know, you spray a little bit into the lock, hold a bit of a cloth underneath because you don't want that crap like dribbling down onto the paintwork. Spray into the lock, get your key in there, do it with your ignition cylinder as well to help work that silicone spray in there, and it should keep things greased up or lubed up. Hopefully that would help. Back row checkmates are the primary school bread and butter. Lock de-icer. Maybe regular de-icer would work in a jam. I don't know. I was a chess champion way back in junior high school, but have not played in a really long time. Yeah, that's the other sort of thing I'm kind of picking up from a lot of the guys here. It's like, chess, I remember that. I'll give you a game, but it's been a long time since I've played. Bullets is here. Hey, Bullets. It's my jazz hands, my Christmas. Ta-da! I ain't got any presents for you now. Get out of here. Hermit, you can mix 2 parts rubbing alcohol, 1 part water to make your own. Use a soap spray bottle. Oh, homemade recipes. Feminism in the abyss. I heard a good way of saying feminism. Effinism. Bloody effinism. The Great Repurgatory. But GM, I don't have any rubbing alcohol. Flamethrower. With fire, we can kill it. Thank God I got to pull-up bar in my living room. Oh, pull-up bar, right? Yeah, I thought you meant like drinking bar. Thank goodness I got to pull bar in my living room. Yeah, a pull bar in my living room. Do you have a whiskey or hard liquor? The ethanol can work as well. I'm surprised, Hermit, you just don't break the lock off with your 17-inch knuckle seps. Oh, those would be really big hands, wouldn't they? But muscular, you know, it's like, oops. You could do a Rambo. Get a funnel, make a little paper funnel, take some shells, get the gunpowder, pour it carefully into the lock, ignite, and run. That'll get the door open. Okay, heat up the key, maybe. Yes. This is turning into a problem-solving stream. Don't do it to a new car. Maybe. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to be a bit creative. I don't know. It depends. I don't know where your car is located, but if you have a little lamp, you know, the heat from a lamp might be able to. I don't know. It might warp the car body. I don't know. It would appear at least the lock is frozen. He doesn't know about the rest of the car yet because he can't get inside. I mean, not. Sorry, Hermit, you might not want to listen to this, but the door lock thing might just be the start of your problems. You'd be like 2 hours later, 3 hours later, he's like, yes, I'm finally in. And then he's like, no, I got a flat battery, or no, the gear stick is frozen or something. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, so we're generally looking at ideas to defrost. I'm looking at ideas to blow it up. Right, yeah. Right, there's a bit of circuitry inside many of these keys now. Hair dryer? I thought we were men. We just use our rage to dry our hair. We just it's like Dragon Ball Z. You just get angry and like your hair turns yellow or something like that. Like instant dry. Yeah, I mean there's like videos on YouTube like what to do to your car to prepare it for winter, you know. And it's a good idea to do it now. Some of them are a bit like overkill, if you ask me. Like I heard one that's called commando parking, where you make sure you park the car if you're on a driveway, nose out, so that you don't have to back out of your driveway. You could just drive straight out. I mean, I think, well, That's just being a bit pedantic. Yeah, that's the thing. Not too sure WD-40 is the best one. If you got nothing else, then okay, fine, use WD-40. But from what I understand, WD-40 helps to disperse the moisture, so it helps to get water out of the way, and water is what is freezing. But it's not really doing any lubrication, like and especially over time. Like if you use WD-40 on your hinge, like for a door hinge, or in your house as a general usage, it might stop squeaks in the short term, but it's not really greasing up or providing lubrication in the long term, if that makes sense. So it can help, and you can use it for other things, like if you've got a vacuum leak, you can use WD-40, if I remember correctly, to help diagnose some engine faults. But if you've got more appropriate products, probably better to use that instead. It's like, don't have any WD-40. Who is it? Was the other one we didn't have earlier? We don't have any ethanol or rubbing alcohol. We've got a bit of a shortage going on, gentlemen. I got no gunpowder. In a minute, it's gonna be like, I don't have a key. Like, hang on, is this your car? It's like, no, I'm trying to steal someone else's car. You won't let me in. That's because it's locked. To not let you take it. That's why. Let me lock de-icer, and when it's warm out, squirt some lube inside there. That will help it not seize as easily. The last thing you want to happen is that the key breaks inside a lock. Now that's happened with my door lock before into the house, and luckily I was able to fish out the broken key. Not sure if that technique would be as effective with a car key. And usually, I don't know about you guys, but cars around here don't come with a spare key anymore. In the old days, they did, but now I don't know, it's cut costs or whatever. You only get one key, so if you lose it, you're screwed. Or if it breaks off in the door lock, you're screwed. I don't know how much it costs to get an additional key made, because now they have to program that key to work with the car. Oh, if you want some lock picking tips, there's some tricks you can mess around. Apparently, you can do it with a tennis ball. Put a hole in a tennis ball, and it becomes like how do you describe, like a so anyway, you put a hole in a tennis ball, you line up that hole with the lock, and you squeeze with all those 17-inch biceps of yours. You squeeze that tennis ball and you crush it. And you're kind of pumping the air suddenly into the lock, and it kind of like the air is blowing it open, or something of similar nature. Apparently, that's one way of doing it. This week on Billy the Ghost live stream, we're going to be teaching you how to break into people's cars. If it's the ignition lock, if possible, run a cord out of there with a heater and let that heat the car up. I mean, the benefit of doing that is, like, not only are you defrosting the lock, but you're also warming up the car as a whole, so you're like, I could fall asleep in here. Gonna try and get the car started. Well, good luck. We're rooting for you there, Hermit. We're sending you our getting the car started vibes. And we wanna sing with you, "It's alive," when the engine starts to purr. And then we want to hear what additional problems you have. Like the steering wheel is completely solid. Okay, so all right. He's off. He'll report back. Tell me when you get back. Don't force it. Yeah, don't force it. You want to go gentle. Like it's like making love. You know, you got to give it a little bit of foreplay. You got to coax the key into wanting to start. You don't want to fight it. You don't want to make it. You know, you want it. The car will want to start for you. Yeah, don't force it. Because just like how you might break your wiener, you might break your key. Right. Oh, what was that? I thought, but are you interested in a game of chess? Oh, yes, I am. I'm in. Yes, this. Right down here. Oh, you want to sort? Well, I was saying earlier. Oh, so welcome, Eric. I don't know when you came in. I don't know. I said earlier in the stream that well, I think we're just having a bit of fun in this stream, and when it comes to the hard task of chess, you know, people want to like don't talk to me, I'm concentrating. So maybe it needs a bit more of a proper setup instead of like, welcome everyone. To your dismay of thinking this was going to be a joyous occasion, we're going to be sitting in silence while we play some chess. But yes, I'm still interested in chess. Yeah, I wish I learned how to. I wish I had a well, technically, I do have a motorcycle license, but I wish I knew how to ride and had the the experience behind me of riding a motorcycle. It's a shame. Oh, octane racing fuel. A new pump for the wash. It isn't much money. I would have won. No. I mean, you talk about my car. The work it takes to access it. You may as well fit a new one. Yeah, that's what I'm. That's what I'm more kind of like. Damn it! I'm gonna have to jack up the car. Take out the wheel liner, or take off the wheel. Take out the wheel liner, and possibly, like, if I could see what's wrong with it from that point of view, from the wheel arch, then fine. But if it's on the other side of the bottle, facing the front of the car, then I might have to take the bumper off or take the entire bottle out to see what's what. And that's what I'm not really looking for. The job itself of actually fixing it is pretty straightforward. Yeah, either get a new pump and just swap them out, or if there's a hole, chances are we'll probably, depending how big it is, if it's like a crack, I'll probably just like run a soldering iron on it and just melt the thing back together, and maybe afterwards put some Bondo just to as a safety precaution or reassurance, and then a bit of duct tape for good measure and a bit of bubble gum, and there we go. We'll patch it up. No, but it's just the accessing it. I hate it. Did I tell you that most of the, because these modern cars have a lot of plastic trims and decorate covers and crap. Like my old car didn't have any of that shit on there, and it was complete. This car I've got, it's got all this plastic crap, and most of the fastenings are missing. So, and whoever had the car before me must have taken the bumper off, taken the fenders. Well, I don't know about the fenders. Taken the skirts off, and the rear. I don't know, maybe the rear. But the point I'm trying to make is that the body kit isn't completely. It's not fitted properly, so there are gaps and things are a bit wonky, and it's a bit embarrassing. And I have to take it all off, and work out what the hell this previous owner has done to it, and work out what kind of set of fasteners am I going to need to put it back properly. But it's yeah. Well, that would. So what Rick is saying, I've never known the bottle to go bad unless the car's taken a smack. That would be interesting to find out whether or not the car has been in some kind of accident, and maybe this is why. But from the exterior, you look at well, this is the thing. My car is vinyl wrapped, so it could be hiding a lot of. Oh, hello. I've got some messages on Discord. 1 second, gentlemen. Let me just check in case there's something a bit important. Why? Okay. I hope that's for. Sorry, I should be doing an interview tomorrow. So the person is just having a little. We're organizing it, and I hope we're on the same page. That is for tomorrow, because she, if not, she might be expecting me to be on her stream right now. Oops. Well, yeah. So Bullets makes a good point about. Well, now is it carb? One of these sprays, is it carburetor spray? Or is it brake cleaner? There's one of them that if you spray it into the throttle body, if you're not careful, if the engine is hot, it will ignite. Yeah, we do. But if I'm sure Bullets will be will be in agreement with me. Where just like those who use a pressure washer to wash out the engine bay, and it's like, what the hell are you doing? Now my engine won't start. I don't know what's going wrong. Like you just doused your engine with a pressure washer. I mean, we've got some actual mechanics amongst One Fast DAC. If you need some car advice, I'm sure One Fast DAC can help you out. And I can't remember off the top of my head who else is actually. Well, I think Hammerhand is a mechanic, isn't he? And a few other gentlemen are technically, officially, like, you know, they've got a qualification in mechanics, and other gentlemen are at least very experienced, good enough, in more or less a mechanic. I so happen to have a level 1 in City and Guilds mechanics, and my sensei said to me, well, if I just took my education to level 2, I'll be able to do the MOT testing for vehicles. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I should have done it. Now I was just happy just to get the level 1. I was just like, I'm just here just to get a basics on car mechanics. But you know, I passed it easily, and he was like, you know, you might as well go for a level 2. Then you can actually get a job in a garage. And I was like, well, I'm not really interested in working in a garage. He's like, well, pretty straightforward to do an MOT. It's just a checklist, basically. You know, does the car have wheels? Yes. All right, tick the box. Does it have lights? Yes, tick the box. Does it have a steering wheel? Yes, tick the box. Right. You know, does it have an exhaust? No. Right. Cross. Fail. No MOT for you. Handy because the 3 stars are the wise men, the ones to guide your way. In time, you will find the source star of humanity. I wonder if I got Shinobi 1. If you ever do merch, you need to do that. A Shinobi 1 in your pocket keychain, where it's got 6 buttons of your most handiest catchphrases, and you could. I used to have a Mr. T, you know, from the A-Team. I pity the fool. I used to have a button that would say, "I pity the fool," in my pocket, and "Quit your jibber jabber." And was it the other one, like, "Ain't getting on an old plane, sucker"? Yeah, you're six. Yeah. So everyone needs a Shinobi one in their pocket, not in the dirty, kinky sense. Well, maybe if you're so inclined. Bullets, is this from reading or from doing? I'm speaking from experience with these things. I'm an auto diesel mechanic. Well, there you go. Boom. You speaketh, and he shall appear. So Riggs can help one and all with their mechanical inquiries. My source, all EU workshop manuals are pre-2017. Yo ho ho and a Merry Christmas. I've read my fair share of automotive manuals. Friend at Riggs. Yep. And it's not just in this day and age. You've got good old YouTube. Maybe it's different on USA only cars, but EU cars, the workshop manual recommends WD-40 for your locks and ignition. Oh, I'm getting a bit of hiccups. Hold on a second. I think it's time. My beginning to lose my voice. Getting a bit rough. Right. Oh, bloody hell. More things aren't working. Stupid bottle opener. Right, drink responsibly, everybody. And should I need to go to the toilet, don't be surprised if I suddenly say, "Bye, niggas, bye," and disappear. Billy, sir. Oh, a whole bunch of... Oh, it's Frank. It's 1800 dumb. Hey, Frank. Good to see you. Welcome. Right, what do we have here? Purple Heart Alien. Is that a ray gun? A cat. Is that a cat? A surprise cat, a star, and praying for the cat. So what's this? So a lovely green alien shoots cat, goes to Star World, prayers for dead cat. I'm done talking about this issue. I know what you can and can't do. I've got my vehicles going in this weather. What do I know? Haha. Shinobi 1, my brother. I remember when my was it my distributor? Let me think. Wait. Your elbow is connected to your hip bone. Your hip bone is connected to your ankle bone. Yeah, it was. All right, you got your timing belt. What's between the distributor? You got your HT leads. They go to the distributor. What's between that, or what connects that to your timing belt? What's that unit called? Inside it has the ignition coil. I'm pretty sure it's and when you swap them out, you have to get your timing check. I'm sure it's called a distributor. Well, that thing anyway. It died. It went kaputs on me. I should bloody know this. Especially seeing how I had to buy a new one. I mean, obviously, how am I going to buy a new one if I don't even know what it's called? But yeah, I managed to bolt it on so close that it would have basically you would have gotten by without having to check the timing on the belts. I can't remember how I'd done it exactly. I was just very note-taking when it came to the position. I can't remember if I scored the engine block around the old before unbolting the old unit, whether or not I must have marked it or something like that to get its position, and being very particular with the bolts and everything, so that when I put on the new one, it was in the exact, as close as I could get it, exact same spot as when the original was mounted. And when the garage checked it, they said, I think they didn't want to admit that it was spot on. So they told me that it was very, very, very close. Needed the slightest of adjustments, but it would otherwise it would have ran okay. But seeing how they're checking it over to make sure I did a good job, they ever so slightly corrected it. But for someone with no experience at the time, theoretically just whacking this unit in there willy-nilly, I think they were pretty surprised. So I was pretty chuffed with myself over that. Right, I can feel my bladder already saying to me, it's probably because my sugars are high. That's one of the downsides of when your sugar is high. It makes you want to go for a whiz. And I don't want to leave people hanging like a toilet break, everyone. I'll be right back. So I might end up closing shop. I've owned several of his car again bullets. I'm speaking from experience. Wait, more goat for Billy is. Oh God, it's like another language. What the hell is that? As is jelly. Is that jelly? Or is that a siren? I think it must be a jet. Kush is our. I don't know if you're being kinky here. Kush is our green. What is that? A green eggplant. Bless to my fam's brother. What should we say to channel 1800 dumb? Cheers. Cheers. I think he means well. Have you guys heard about some of these woke tards or whatever? Well, I don't think it's really the woke. I think it's more like the snowflake brigade are getting. They're saying that emojis are offensive. So, like, you know, the peace symbol or the OK symbol, that they don't like it. It makes them feel like people are being condescending to them or belittling them, and they can't, like, a happy face makes them feel sad. So this is the kind of world, yet another shift in changes that the world is beginning to, like, you guys are mean because you gave me a thumbs up. It's like, come on, man, we're trying to give you, like, hey. So boo-hoo. So Tim, they'll tell you off for having this bicep on the screen. They'll be, I don't know what they'll say about it. They'll be like, oh no, I don't, you're making me feel insecure. Some good luck with powdered graphite that I put in my front door to lubricate it. Does that go boom? Sounds like it might. Sounds like my kind of, yeah. Let's put some gunpowder in it. Let's see what happens. Funny how Biddy said Scorp thought. Why, is that someone we know? I thought it was just a coincidence. I'm not knocking your experience. I simply said I disagree. I swear by Isuzu, had 4 of them, all indestructible. I stand by my Honda. Shinobi Kush 1800. Sombrero saying howdy. No, okay, yeah. Different people do different things for their cars. Some people work, some people doesn't. Look, I knew some. I had a. It wasn't my regular mechanic shop. I think I got tires done from there for some reason. But there was a garage that I can't even remember what the job they were doing to my car at the time was. But they said, "Job done. Here you go. Pay up, whatever. Goodbye." I drove away, and I instantly felt something isn't quite right. And I pulled over, and they had the front wheels taken off. I can't remember what the job was. I knew the front wheels were taken off, so I popped the cap off the hub to have a look at the bolts on where the wheel has been bolted onto the hub, and the Muppet had got the bolts backwards, so only half the bolts were threaded. Only half the nut was threaded onto the bolt. No wonder my wheel was. It felt like it was loose or dislodged. It was only half bolted on, if that makes sense. It makes sense? They had the nuts the wrong way round, because you know how one side of the nut is tapered to go into the wheel. Well, that taper was on the outside, so only half the nut was actually screwed onto the bolt. Imagine that. So basically, it was on the edge of my wheel coming off, and these were meant to be professionals. Oh, something about chess. Hello, Eric. Are you interested in a game of chess sometime this weekend? I'm just trying to fly through them a little quicker, so sorry if I don't read them. I haven't got time for our game. I just wanted to study your past games with the others as to get a leg up on my opponent. Oh, the cheeky one. He's doing some studying, watching. That's really cool. That's Billy the Goat. Okay, I'm not sure what I was talking about, but thank you for the compliment. Kush, I was hoping to crush Billy in a game right now. Oh, yeah, those are fighting words. All right, Sombro. Yes. That's what Christmas is all about. Die! Christmas war. Yeah. So are you using that lichess.org website app or whatever? Should I set myself after this stream? What I'll do, I'll go check out that website, that Lichess, and I'll get myself registered, and I suppose take it from there. I guess. Can you have friends on that app? So then, well, I suppose I'll find out when I register. Dun, 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 dun. Well, what are they going to do? It'll only matter if I care. You know who came after me? Captain Dave. Pleading. I was like, I did a community post. Do you die on your knees? Do you die? Do you run? Do you fight? Or do you die just you accept and you die? Like the difference between blue, red. And I guess this guy's blue pill because he was pleading with me, man to man, and all this sort of stuff. And it's just like, you forgot to say please. I'm not sure exactly what it is he wants me to do, but it seems like he wants me to do something. But you forgot to say please. You want me to do something for you? And then you're going to have to beg me. Biatch. Okay, bullets. You keep believing those crap Haynes manuals you got. Oh yeah, I used to. Those were my Bibles. Blasphemous. Yeah. I was so proud of myself when I was like, ha ha, I finally understand what these bloody pictures are. Because, I'm sure it's everyone's like nightmare. You look at these black and white photos, and you're like, what the hell am I looking at? It's just doesn't make sense. But then one day, it's like the Matrix. One day it all clicks, and you're like, I see the code. I understand now. These pictures finally make sense. And I was just like, yeah, Haynes manual. Yeah, but it's pretty good. But I mean, I was in the habit when I got a new car, automatically, right, get a Haynes manual for it. Now, the car I've got now, I did the same thing. I bought a Haynes manual for it. Haven't even opened the book. Well, I flicked through it, but I mean, I haven't really bothered. Like everything I messed around with myself, like this screen wash bottle thing. I ain't gonna bother looking at Haynes manual. I've already looked into what I need to do, and take the wheel liner off mainly, and any further will be to take the bumper off. But that's basically it, just to get access. And then I think the bottle is either held on by probably 3 bolts, and everything is just basically plugged in. Thunk, thunk, and it's not much to it. It's not rocket science. So you don't need the Haynes. I mean, I suspect this is one of the. Have you noticed this, rigs with the Haynes manual in modern times? They do. I mean, they used to do it anyway, but they're doing it more so nowadays. Whereas like the Haynes manual, what did I see one for? The Star Wars AT&T, and then there's like the Haynes manual of the female body or something like. It's like silly tongue-in-cheek Haynes manual. The Haynes manual for the aliens power loader or something like that. So they're not even like for cars. They're just like the fanboy kind of manual of just goofing around. Because no one needs manuals for cars anymore. Can you do a V for Vendetta mask, Billy the Goat? Yeah, sure I can. What I tend to do is I go on Google, I look around, I plunder, I look for an image that I see. I look at an image, I say, is that workable? Can I work with that? And I go, yeah, all right. But then that's the beginnings of my tampering. So when you say, can you do a V for Vendetta mask? Do you mean like take the mask that you're displaying here with your avatar and whacking that on this female body? Or if I do a Google search for V for Vendetta mask, maybe I could find some other versions that I can kind of utilize a bit better. Like, because if I took your avatar that you got there, bullets, the forehead is being cropped, the edge of the face on the left side is in shadow, so there is an outline. Obviously there's an outline to the head, obviously there's an edge, but because it's in shadow you can't see where that edge is. That could be a problem. I could kind of artificially give it one, and probably no one would tell the difference, but it depends on what the application is. And obviously the very bottom has been chopped off, like the chin has been chopped off as well. So what I would likely do is look up the V for Vendetta mask and see what different masks are available. And I could probably I don't know, does it normally have yellow eyes? But if it doesn't, I can give it the yellow eye. Like I can kind of match your eyes there with I can give the whatever mask yellow eyes, and do like a compromise, and then boom, then we got something we can slap on many things. Not just a female body. I mean, this one here, right here on my avatar, this girl's body, jazz hands. That's easy. I mean, it's just whacked my face on. Now let me change my avatar to something else. Just as an example, that one requires not too much extra effort, but you can obviously see like it's not just a slap on copy and paste. So it depends how easy, what kind of effect we're looking for the bullets, and to what extent, I don't mind having a go for you if it's something you're after. You want me to do for you. I don't mind. Or even if I use Photoshop. I don't know if you got that, but if you want me to, like, probably do it privately, like go over Photoshop or the how I go about getting that balance between your characteristics, or in my case, like my goatee character, like my horns and my little beard there, my ears, and making it Pikachuifying it, so it becomes some mutated children's nightmare. And then yeah. Are we talking about? Oh, okay. Are we talking about a 3D printed V for Vendetta mask? Hold up a second. Hold up a second. All right, hold on. What is Thingiverse? Digital prints. Let me look for V for Vendetta. Let me see what models are already available. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Might not be the best. No, not do that. Oops, I did the wrong thing. Opening a new window. Right, StreamYard, share screen, window, V for Vendetta. Boom. Right, so you are looking at. So someone has already gone to the effort of making a V for Vendetta mask. That's the model. It might not make sense. Oh, so this model. What's the difference here? Looks like the difference is something there. They've got no details. The STL, that's what I'm after. The V for Vendetta mask. That's a render, so that doesn't look like the actual mask that's been 3D printed. That looks like the computer rendering of the mask. And when it prints, that'll be the orientation they're recommending. It looks like, unless it's hollowed out, it looks like it might have. I want to look at the mesh. And with this, you would, if you wanted a mask, an actual, like, to put on your human face, like we're talking like a proper real mask. Well, this has no attachment points, like a strap. So how you make it attach to your head, I don't quite know. And the size, like how big is your head? So we need to do a little bit of measurements. There are ways to go about doing that to make sure it fits you. And the way it's looking, there is no holes in the nose, and the way the rendered model is, there is no hole in the mouth. So breathing might be a bit restricted, but you could come in with a soldering iron or a Dremel, and you could put your own nasal hole there if you wanted, and you can make some alterations. So that's one of the good things about 3D printing. You can alter this model. If you wanted horns on the thing, you can take some horns from a different model and merge the two together, make some sort of abomination. So if ever you guys are interested in some 3D models, like Kush, for example, oh, I spelled that wrong. Hold on. Hold on. Right there. Let me see. Could it be marijuana or cannabis? Or is it, oh, yeah, I suppose cannabis, really. Cannabis leaf. Is this being shared on? Oh god, too many windows open. Right, I wasn't sure. Oh look, you can get a cannabis leaf cookie cutter. Click on that. Then and you can make this whatever size you want. You know, you could use this cookie cutter to make something for your Christmas tree. So that's the 3D model, how it'll be printed on the bed. What's this? Other projects the creator has messed around with. That's them designing the product, and that's the is that a computer generated image, or is that the real thing? Might be the real thing. But they've done, during the printing stage, they started off with black, and then they switched out the color for red. They did a few layers, and then they switched out for yellow, did a few more layers, and then they switched out for green and finished it off with green. So I could do that if you wanted. Do I have yellow? I do have yellow, but I haven't opened it. I have black. Do I have red? Oh no, I don't have green. I've got yellow and I've got red and I've got black. I don't have green. I do have a metallic green, which looks nice. But it won't have that Rastafarian look because it's it's like a dark metallic green. But in terms of a cookie cutter, I mean, it could be any color really. You know, be white. White is the main color I've got. It's the cheapest color. So, and Shinobi's alien because he's on the screen. Let's see what do you call that alien? Alien gray. Oops. Alien, is that the alien gray? You've got it green. Let's have a look. So yeah, I mean, if Shinobi wanted, I don't know if any of this would be of interest. Oh, actual alien model. Yeah, you know, you could spend an entire evening, a long time, just working your way through these files for something suitable. But I think you get the idea anyway. So I'll just get rid of that. Otherwise, we'll be here messing around with looking at 3D prints. Oh, a yin yang. Oh yeah, there'll definitely be yin yang. Okay. Oh, yin yang. Yin yang. In fact, I've got a yin. Oh yeah, okay. Oh Jesus, here we go. Share my screen again. Oh no, not cancel. Share. Oh, oops! I hit a cancel button. Right, there's a yin yang of cats. There's a yin yang plant potter thing. There's up here is a yin yang, more of a sculpture. This one looks like a drawing. It might be concept art. Oh, a yin yang nut dish, nut bowl. Okay, just a yin yang normal sort of symbol thing. Yeah, so with this yin yang, I've actually got a file similar to this, because my printer has two heads. Mine is a dual color. So I've got black and white both loaded, and I can switch between the nozzles and print two colors at the same time. And doing a yin yang is a good way of calibrating the two nozzles so that they can work together. So more yin yang cats. This looks like well, they just called it a parametric yin yang cylinder. I thought that was a calibration test because it looked a little bit like one. Lots of walls. Pendant, maybe a jewelry box, or a stencil. Yeah, the possibilities are endless. Some sort of container box, a key fob, that a light switch, or a dimmer knob, a dimmer light switch thing. Coasters, Tree of Life coasters, laser cut and printable. Oh yes, because a lot of these files could be laser cut or CNC'd. A birdhouse, yin yang birdhouse. Here's a mask, a yin yang mask and amulet necklace. Some sort of necklace. A Zen garden with a yin yang. Looks like that bit there is a yin yang. A yin yang ring. Some weirdo figures. Ring. Some sort of salt and pepper pot. Some symbol. Was that bookmark. Salt shaker. Some sort of jewel relief badge, but it's like a pendant basically. A Raspberry Pi case in the form of a yin yang style. It goes on and on and on. Coaster holder. That looks like a fidget toy. Yeah, fidget spinner. Yin yang fidget spinner. What is this? Drones, yin yang. I don't know. Vase. Fan cover. And on and on and on. Forevermore. Right, where were we with the comments? Have I lost us? I think I might have lost where we were in the comments. Okay, I'll take it from here. I don't know. Sorry if I'm repeating. Oh yeah, no, I am repeating. All right, let's jump 1, 2, miss a few. 99, 100. Oh wait, we've got something about W isn't really a lubricant, it's rather a penetrating oil. Absolute Knowledge Seeker host brother. I don't know how. Live Chess is a bestest site, Billy. There was another site I came across, but I can't remember what it was. I bet you could print one. I want to make it. Yes. I got a degree in mechanical engineering. Cool. Yeah, I like mechanical engineering. Haynes manuals? I scoff at thee. I heard he proposed to her. Who? Huh? Oh, what? Are you talking about Truth Seeker and Scorpion? Fine, I don't believe the mechanic who does this stuff. Don't ask me car problems. I'm going to reply, I don't know. Yeah, that looked good on you, by the way, friend. Pretty awesome, Billy. No, that's the 3D printing stuff. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but that's just the start of it. It gets quite elaborate, shall we say. One day I'll share the picture of my actual 3D printer, because that is why I designed it myself. You can print your own machine, and that's what I did. I designed my machine purpose built to how I want it, to my specifications. So there is no other machine out. I mean, they're similar in functionality and style, but in terms of actual components that have been designed and engineered, unless they've done exactly what I've done, they won't have the exact same design, if that makes sense. There'll be similarities. People, you make a right angled 90-degree bracket. I mean, it could look, there's an infinite ways it could look, but it serves the purpose of creating a 90 degrees bracket, so it sounds fancy, but at the same time, it's like, well, if you're a designer yourself, you'll realize that it's poppy talk. It's like, it's not really. It's like, so what? You got a fancy looking 90-degree bracket? Hurrah! It's not that impressive. However, there are a few little bits that I'm proud of. Like in 3D printing, you've got these consumable. What do they call them? Where you feed the PTFE tube through the extruder. They're like little. They're like little nuts, and inside the nut has little teeth that hold onto this silicone tube, and they wear out constantly. So they're a consumable item, and they piss people off all the time. Well, I've got a design on either end of this. This is going to sound boring. I'm sorry, but I've designed it in a way where I don't need those consumable items. So those are parts I never need to buy again. And my design caters for that. I haven't seen. The funny thing is, I release my designs. I release for free. There's a community out there. I go by a different name, and I release my designs for free. So. Damn it, I'm lost again. Rambling on. Light it up, man, Riggs. Riggs knows his style solid fully. The man Riggs, I hate to compliment you, but hey, LOL, brother Riggs. So Tim's also a mechanic workshop for 7 people, and all have their own way of doing things. Yeah, I hope not. But even though you have your own way of doing things, I hope no one is putting on wheel nuts backwards. I can send you an invite from my phone and we can play. Yeah, if that's the easiest way of doing it, then do so. A Stormtrooper style V for Vendetta helm would be cool. Theoretically, it's possible. Or the simple color scheme change to yin yang. Well, I mean, if it's a color scheme, you could paint the thing as like post print, or you talk about you want it as part of the print itself. So that'll be another, in terms of production, that's another thing to consider. Is like, what's the point of printing in fancy colors if you're going to just paint the whole thing afterwards anyway? So you have to make up your mind. Do you want the colors provided by the printer, or are you going to paint it, or is it going to be a combination of the two, or what? Sometimes when it comes to printing, it's like, do I print this in one go, or do I break it down into components, and you have to put these components together afterwards? So there's a little bit of forecasting in a way, or just mindfulness or awareness of like, how is this going to work? Like managerial sort of skills, where you're like, you got to have that ability to have that vision of taking it from the beginning through to the end. Like, where are we going with this idea, and what sort of in what sort of way are we going to go about it? How much of it is going to be reliant on 3D printing? How much is it going to be actual traditional crafts? How much is paint work? How much is weathering effects? How much is perhaps sometimes it might be easier to buy? Like, how much hardware are you going to utilize? Like a lot of times people try to avoid hardware because it's like, I've got a 3D printer, but the durability of having actual nuts and bolts connecting things is handy, sort of thing. You know, sometimes it's a requirement, it's needed. You need to have some nuts and bolts going through, holding it together. Or if you've got electronics, you know, you want actual screws holding these circuit boards in place and not rely on plastic welding to do the job of securing components in that way. Sometimes it can work, but not all. You know, it depends. What's the usage? If you were doing cosplay, you know, you need to consider some durability. But if it's just for a bit of show and tell, then maybe you can cut a few corners. There's a fairy in the chat. It's all good. I'm stupid. I don't know anything. Yeah, that's how I feel sometimes, Riggs. Right. I don't know. I feel like sometimes, you know, when I was a young kid, I used to say to like, believe what you want to believe. Like, what's the point of asking me if you're just going to believe whatever? So, believe whatever you want to believe. I didn't realize how, like, quite profound that was at a young age. I mean, but at the same time, it's quite disheartening as well to have that sort of loss in a desire of like wanting to meet people in terms of in a communication style format where I'm giving up. It's like, well, look, I see things a certain way, you see things a certain way. What's the point of me trying to convince you? Then sod it. You want to go around thinking that? Fine. Who am I to stop you? You know? But it gets to get weird because you feel like I'm supposed to be an idiot then, but the other party, I'm not saying it's happening here in this live stream between anyone. Please don't misunderstand me. This is my own personal experience in my own personal situations. It's just being brought into memory or whatever. It's just reminding me of some of the things I've experienced. And they're very these other people who apparently don't respect anything I have to say or acknowledge, you know, they say I got no weight and I'm like I'm a wannabe or I'm an idiot or something like that, something along those lines. But at the same time, they seem to be very offended. So it's kind of like, well, it doesn't make it. Well, it kind of makes sense now, but if you look at it at face value, it doesn't make sense because it's like, why would you be so offended by a person who is apparently, according to you, acting without mind and in a response of trauma or from their diagnosis, they've diagnosed me as someone who has been traumatized, and this is why I speak in the way I do, and so I shouldn't be taken with any credibility, you know. So it's a bit of character assassination. So everything got this, you shouldn't take any. There's no credibility in things I say, yet they are very bothered by what I say. So if I wasn't if I was none the wiser, I would think that the problem, the fault, would lie with me. But knowing some of the things I do know about how these mental gymnastics and reverse psychology sort of games are played, I see a different thing happening, and I think you guys understand what I'm talking about. Like, the problem does not lie with me, the problem lies with the other person. Something about a video. I saw his video at GM. I asked him about it, and he closed the comment section. I don't know what you're talking about there. Sorry, Tim. at 1800, message me on Discord, then I will send you the invite. Yeah, Zombrow is bringing on the heavy artillery. You know what you're doing, sir. I just called you, sir. I'm farting in your direction, Rexy. The Brussels sprouts are working through the system. PU, Eric, brother. My Discord was hacked a wee bit. I'll try. I'm not good on it unless with this stuff. I'm on Shinobi though. And I indeed farted. So there's that. We are farting in unison. Well, while you guys are farting, I am trying to hold my bladder because I'm enjoying reading your comments and being here with you. But at the same time, I am drinking, and my bladder is getting fuller and fuller. And I know it. The time is gonna come. Some people have told me. Well, not I say some. One. I think it's just basically one person said, "Hey, you need." Billy, you need an emergency bucket. And I was like, what's an emergency bucket? It's like, well, it's like a toilet, isn't it? And I was like, oh man, you expect me to really be like quietly, subtly, just like urinating while I'm talking? Like, you disgusting bastard. You know, suddenly it goes quiet on Billy's end. And you just like, much better. I feel lighter already. I'm like, dude, filthy. You're like, well, it's better than just peeing out the window, I guess. Yeah. Big ass pot of chili. Oh, bullets. Bullets. You know that I love chili. Love it. You know, this is what gets me. When my kid was a baby, because I eat a lot of chili, well, I used to eat, compared to nowadays, I used to eat a lot of chili. And when my kid was a baby, you know, you're giving your baby kind of like mushy food, right? Because they haven't got the teeth, and they're too little for solids. But as getting a little bit adventurous or whatever, basically what I'm saying is that I used to give my kid, when she was really little, chili. You know, the same kind of chili that I would give myself, right? So it had some kick to it. But now she's older and she's become so fussy, she doesn't want chili. And she looks at me and I'm like, come on, honey, you used to eat this when you were a baby. You know, but she doesn't want it. And it makes me feel like I'm eating baby food now. But it's like, no, this is good stuff. Bit of chili, some Doritos crisps. You know, it's like salsa. All right, I really do need to go for a piss now. All right, I'm gonna cut it off short. No, not my. Oh my god, Billy, you brutal. Like, you know, my schlong is so big that I can afford to cut some of it short. He'll grow back. It's like a lizard's tail. Billy, how much you been drinking tonight? Like half a bottle. What I could do is I could finish the bottle off and then I could use it as an emergency pot. All right. Everyone, I gotta go. Nature is calling. I hope you all understand. I'm not gonna be able to get to the bottom, and you guys will just keep me here talking for hours anyway. So I'll be around on. There's a stream happening tomorrow. It should be happening. I'm having an interview I'm the guest on their platform. I won't say who. It'll be up to you to find out who. But that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. For you Yankees, it'll be I think around 2:00 in the afternoon. It'll be about 10:00 where I am. But if I don't speak to you before Christmas, I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Be excellent to one another. Maybe you got yourself a little present. Maybe you got yourself a little chocolate gâteau or whatever. Maybe you might be watching some Christmas movies. You know, try not to turn into the Grinch. Have a good time. But if you want to be a Grinch, it's up to you. Whatever. And I'm sure I'll speak to you all again soon. So thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. Hope you had a good time. I certainly did. it was nice having just a general banter. And I bid you farewell. I'm going to wet myself. All right. Bye bye.